I guess to dive into it first here, purpose of the alliance. First of all, this is a community that really, in a lot of ways, has never existed on YouTube. You have companies like Glitch, but they kind of run, their own IPs and so forth, and it's a little bit different business structure than what the alliance is. But the alliance is really, and I mean this as genuinely as possible. It's to create a level of communication between us and our fans and the creators that have invested so much time into the IP that is Skibidi Toilet, and it's never a means of like getting you under a roof so that we can coordinate what you're doing and make sure that we have insight into every single thing that's going on. It's really to build a team that can work together, that we can push, things together, so that we can coordinate together and not tell you what you need to be doing. That's where I've never wanted to step on your guys' toes in terms of creative freedom. And it's really to just make sure that our fans know, what's going on in the community and so forth, and what's going on, you know, within our company here too. And you guys are in a lot of ways, kind of that voice for us in a lot of ways too. Um, Obviously, we want to give you resources and shared assets as much as possible and help your channels grow too. And I know right now that this sounds, and I've talked to a couple of you guys already about this. I know this sounds like, okay, sounds great in theory, but when are we going to get doing it? Um, this is, first of all, once again, this is something that we've never done before, and quite honestly, most companies have never done before. And so we're still trying to figure out how to structure this and how to navigate this kind of in real time. And that's where I continuously have conversations with you guys, and I genuinely am listening in terms of the feedback that you give me of how we could be doing better, and I try to implement that when I can. That being said, the whole thing with, the community kind of blowing up recently, it's taken us a step back and being able to do what we actually want to do with the alliance. We have to deal with things when they pop up, and it doesn't allow us time then to dedicate to the things that we actually want to do to build out the alliance and to give you guys the value and resource that we want to be able to provide within it too. So I know especially for those of you that were with us from 10/1/24 of last year, you've been around for, over a year now, and you're might be still wondering where this is going. We've built a lot of structure. Obviously, we've brought David on to help with the alliance. To clarify, David, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole right now, but
Let's
David
let's,
is
let's
not
not go down the
behind.
rabbit hole. Let's stick to the agenda, Dylan. It's
David is
okay.
not behind production, though, guys. Okay, he is not the one you should be pointing and yelling at. Okay, he is simply here to help you guys. He's here to help me. He's here to help amplify the Skibidi IP. So that is that. Um, but that's right. I just want you guys to have context for what this is about, and that we are spending as much time as we can to build this structure and to build this out however we can. But we just want to be aligned on drops that we're doing. We want to know what you guys are up to and what you guys are creating, and we want to be able to be a part of that however we can. And that's where I've always told you guys, come to me if you have any questions, or you need some advice on what to do, and I'll get you I'll get you talking to the right people that can really help you. When it comes to participation and communication here, first of all, participation is voluntary. Okay, guys, like, we are not here to be some like overlords where you have to join the alliance, and if you don't join the alliance, you're screwed and you're out of luck and you're never going to be able to create content ever again. This is a voluntary thing. It's meant to be collaborative. It's meant to benefit you guys. We want to, have the CMS built up to where we can actually be able to find those added benefits for you guys, financially and creatively and so forth there too. Direct communication is required though. Okay. And it makes it very tough for us to do our job when everybody's going out into the community and spreading what they think is going on instead of just talking directly to us, and talk to me in DMs. Like it's talk to me and David in DMs. Ask Austin. Austin's involved too. Talk to Grace. It's like talk to whoever you feel comfortable talking to, but talk to us, and like we will do what we can to find a common ground between what you want to see out of this and what our vision is. Um, and I want to lay this out too. Critique is okay. Okay. Like I've told you guys from the very beginning when this first, all this first started coming out that I've always told you, you can critique us. You can critique the content. You can critique, what you think should be done better, whether it's animation or whether it's storytelling or whether it's um, whatever it is. You can critique that, but going as far as like singling out people in our company, and I'm not saying you guys have done this. There's, certain people in the alliance that have, and there's certain people in the alliance that haven't, and there's certain people in the alliance that haven't said anything, but like we're not some company that's like you can't say anything bad about us or you're done. Okay, there's been a lot of things that have been said about us that we've let people kind of continue saying, but there's gonna come a point where we have to draw a line as a company and as individuals within this company that um, it needs to be handled correctly, and it needs to be handled professionally, and it needs to be handled in a way that helps us do better, and it helps the overall community and Skibidi IP. And I don't want us to burn our own house down, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. So talk to us, have conversations with us. If there's anything that's challenging you when concerns or assumptions are shared, publicly, and you're like, is this true? I don't know what's true. Talk to us. We can figure this out together. I want you guys to trust us. And in return, I want to trust you guys too. I want to be able to give you guys all the resources, all the assets that we possibly can, give you all the heads up that we can in terms of what's going on in the community so that we can actually, be a team and work together. Okay, so if you hear things that are going on, like I said, once again, come to us. I will try to talk to it with you guys. I'll always be as truthful and honest as I possibly can with you guys. I'm a very genuine guy. I have a lot of integrity for my work. David has a lot of integrity for his work. We all do. And we want to know that we are doing what's best for you and what's best for the company and what's best for Skibidi overall. Okay. When it comes to coordination, that's kind of where I was leading in with, the trust part of things. But once again, we want to be able to give you guys, um, we want to be able to give you guys as much resources and value as we possibly can so that you can do the best work that you can. And if there's something that you need that we haven't provided to you, once again, talk to us. Just let us know what you need. Let us know if there's an asset or something. And I'm not saying that we are always going to be able to provide that. We'll do the very, very best we can, though. We'll always be able to try to give you guys what you need. There's a lot of things that go on the fly here at the company, and we are constantly, working and trying to figure out what the next steps are. And so internally, things do shift around a bit. And so when I don't tell you the entire full story of what we kind of have going on, it's simply because I don't want to give you information that I don't know if it's set in stone yet. And the second that it gets out into the world, I can't really control that, And if we decide to change directions in something, but it's already been shared to the world, then we look like we don't know what we're doing, right? And so we are trying to constantly figure out and see what we can do to adapt to the YouTube community and adapt to you guys and to what everybody wants out of the IP. Um, but at the same time, like I said, I want to make sure that I give you guys concrete information that doesn't then get twisted or doesn't get is left unclear, I guess, more than anything. So like I said, we'll give you guys information as soon as we can. That's literally the purpose of the alliance is to give you guys information, to give you guys resources and add value to the creators that you are and to the channels that you have. At that, I don't think I have really anything else to say. Draw Ushko asks, can I ask, did you guys get a new line of plushies? We have the Astro Brawler out, and that's on the D2C store. So you can check that out on the Skibidi Toilet shop. That's a new plushie. But in terms of our new line of plushies with our toy company. What's out currently, the toys that are out currently are what's out for the season right now. So hopefully that answers the question there. David, I'm going to kick it over to you, and I'll let
Oh,
you talk
all right.
about Skibidi HQ and the content ID system a little bit.
Yep. Sure. Excellent. Cool. All right, guys. Nice to see you guys. So Skibidi HQ, we got some really good feedback from you guys. Really appreciate it. And so we're retooling a little bit of what we're doing. We are, I got a couple of you guys that are on the call are actually doing some work already for materials for the launch. If there's other folks that want to, and it's additional paid work, so we need thumbnail designs, we need some trailers and some previously on recaps that are going to go before certain episodes. So we need a bunch of work to get done. So that's available, and if you've got folks that are potentially interested and able to do the work. So a number. So let me give you the snapshot of how we're thinking about HQ, so you know what the work entails. So the idea for HQ is to be a place to celebrate Skibidi fans and Skibidi creators like you and the Skibidi Creator Alliance, and it's going to be a mix of bringing great creator content to fans that maybe they haven't seen before, or maybe seeing it in a new way. Also introducing all this amazing content to new fans. So if there's a fan of Skibidi Toilet, and maybe they know the main series or the main channel, this is a way to introduce them to all the great content that everyone else is doing. So it's finding, the best of, your guys' content. Everyone that signed the contract knows that that's one of the elements that we put in the contract, is that if we make money on Skibidi Toilet HQ, you get the lion's share of it, which is great for you guys. So you guys will benefit from all of this directly when your content is featured on Skibidi Toilet HQ. And we'll also be commissioning some new content. So we've got a bunch of different ideas. Would love to hear your ideas for content that we could put on Skibidi Toilet HQ, content that we could potentially, window between our, Skibidi HQ and your channel, either, in different ways. So this is going to be an opportunity and an investment from Invisible Narratives in you, in the creators, in the fans. There's some cool fan content out there that they're not part of the alliance that we'd love to also feature, because there's some really good explainer videos that from younger, newer creators that I think would be really helpful. I mean, it's helpful for me when I watch them to understand the lore and the mythology. So it's that kind of vibe that we're looking to create. The best creators, the most interesting content, and also content that is helpful for people who are just getting into Skibidi Toilet, so that they can understand the lore and the characters and what the difference of the different factions and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so we've got a couple pieces that we're looking to commission straight out of the gate. A sizzle, we had a version of it that we shared with with you guys, and then we got some feedback on it. We're doing another round of that. We've got a really cool piece. I don't want to say what it is exactly yet, because it's not done. That one of the Alliance members is helping us put together, which I'm super excited about. And we'll start hopefully within the next month. That's the goal. So no commitment on date, but hopefully in the next month. That's that. Any questions on that at this point? If there are questions, or if you think about, oh, I might want to do something, or I know somebody that might want to do something, please shoot it over to me. It would be great to connect with them. Several of you have already done that, which is great. I appreciate it. Now hopefully things have calmed down, so we can focus on the good stuff. Okay, cool. That's HQ. Backstage content. Yeah, I love the BTS stuff. I would love that. If you guys are willing to provide that kind of content, BTS content of you guys, 100%. I mean, whatever you guys, how it's something that we've talked about is figuring out like how do we feature you guys individually as creators. And if you have ideas about how to do that, I'm totally open to doing it. Yeah, I agree. Workspace, like image, shots of people working on a computer, and you don't necessarily have to show anyone's face, obviously, if you don't want to. But I think that, and the process of doing it, I think people would really be inspired by you guys. I mean, frankly, I'm inspired by you guys. So I think other animators would be super inspired by you. And, content like that might not necessarily work so well on your own channels because your channels, your algorithm is really focused on content, not behind the scenes stuff. But this is a great place potentially to have that kind of behind the scenes footage and behind the scenes content. So, however you guys want to do it, I'm super, super, super open to it. 100%. Yeah, I'd love that. Cool. Okay, let's go on to content ID. So, um, I wanted to have you guys be aware of what the company is doing. Taking a step back, when content is posted on YouTube and it's another company's copyright or another person's copyright, uh, people have the ability to take action when that happens. And the typical person has a typical company has very few options available to them. Usually it's claim or strike, and claims turn into strikes. Um, it's very cut and dry where you can where if someone is posting content of mine, if you're a Disney, for example, and someone's posting Little Mermaid, the movie, Disney goes in and knocks it down, issues a copyright strike, and if a channel gets 3 strikes, the channel is shut down completely, right? So it's very cut and dry. And actually, Boom, I'm sure you're all aware, Boom over the years has issued thousands of strikes against people. So one of the benefits of being part of Invisible Narratives is that we're able to take more steps and different steps. And one of the steps we're able to take is content claiming. So putting a claim against a piece of content, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's a strike, right? And it's not a strike against the channel. And actually, Boom's content itself has claims against it as well. You guys are all aware of this. Certain pieces of music, for example, right? The Tears for Fears song, that often will get a music claim against it, right? So that's part of YouTube, and that Boom's content has claims against it, and Boom has made claims on other content. So what we're able to do is issue claims against content and not turn it into a strike. And basically, what it means is that any future revenue that's generated off of that content comes to the company. The channel keeps that episode, that content, that video up and running on its channel. So views go to the overall channel. It helps the channel in the overall algorithm. But that individual video, because it's got copyrighted material, the future value goes to Invisible Narratives, right? So what we've been doing is we've been looking at literally, I think we're about 250,000 videos so far that have had material from Boom that has been lifted. And what we've been doing is going through channel by channel and reviewing whether or not it's a use that is legitimate, or I would say has is adding value. So like lots of reactors out there. When we find that content, we release the claim. So we don't put any claim against it. There's plenty of folks that are basically just reposting content. Instead of issuing a strike against those channels, which could potentially shut those channels down, right? Alliance members don't get claimed. So if you're in the alliance, you are white. Good question. Thank you. If you are in the alliance, you are whitelisted. So we've put in all the channels that have that we are aware of that you guys run. So you don't get any claims or anything. So there are folks that repost content, just kind of repost it, and those we claim against. We've very rarely issued any strikes. In fact, I think we've only issued one exact strike because somebody was reposting it and replaced the audio track with a bunch of screaming, literally just like yelling and screaming, and it was very disturbing. So we struck that because if anyone were to find that, they would be pretty horrified because I was literally screaming. So yeah, so other than that one, we've put in claims against folks that are basically just reposting it and not adding any value. And we've been having to deal with like literally thousands and thousands of these videos across hundreds of channels. And, there have been a couple of times where we've either something's gotten caught in the net, which wasn't supposed to, or we've made a mistake. There have been a very small number of appeals, actually. So once you get a claim, I'm sure you guys know this because several of you have had claims of various kinds. You can appeal the claim. I'll tell you in a second. You can appeal the claim, and we're going through all the appeals now. And if there's something that we made a mistake on, we'll let it go, 100%. There's a bunch of posters that post lots of different IP and basically have one or two Skibidi toilet videos on their channels that they don't really pay. They don't really leverage it anymore. They don't do anything about it anymore. So on some of those, we've claimed as well because it's basically they're not really contributing to the community. They're basically just riding off of Boom's coattails on that. So that's basically what the strategy has been. When it comes to like animators, what's the great thing about this is that once we get the list, we're actually finding some really great creators, some great reactors, finding reactors in countries that we'd love to get more involved in. We also are finding some dubbers that and one of them we brought into the alliance. So that's something that we're using it as a tool to be able to find new partners and new members of the alliance. So that's the basic strategy. And again, if you hear of somebody that feels like we made the wrong call, I mean, a couple times people have sent to me some folks, and I've either explained why it's legitimately a claim, or we made a mistake and we released it. Again, it's one of those things where we need you. If you see if you see issues, please come to us. Let us know because we're dealing with lots of them, and there might be some mistakes that get made, and they're very easily corrected. So it's something that we can easily correct. Okay, now questions. You guys did it manually, or the claims automated? No, we get a list automatically. So basically the system looks at all of Boom's content and says, all right, let me see if I find instances of Boom's content anywhere else on YouTube. And then it comes back to us with a list. And then once we get that list, we start manually going through that list. And we sort it in different ways to prioritize because 250,000 videos would be a lot to go through. So we have to do some prioritization. So a lot of claims just, we don't really have time to look at, or they're so small. It's like one person put up a video and it's gotten 5 views. Who cares? Like, let it go. So yeah, there's a fair bit of manual work that goes into reviewing it. And sometimes, sometimes we're looking at stuff and we might make the wrong call, or we look at one video and then put in claims against everything against the channel, and then maybe there was a video on there that was good. Yeah, so there's the potential to make mistakes. That's why there's an appeals process. And also, again, if you hear of it, please send it to us directly, because we can. It's very easily fixed. It's not worth making a big deal about, because again, it's very easily fixed if it's a mistake. Okay, and the last thing is, eventually this will also benefit you should you choose. So once we start posting content on Skibidi Toilet HQ, then it also goes into the mix. So we're actually starting to catch other creator content that's aligned with Skibidi, that's not necessarily just ours. So if someone uses a piece of Boom's content and a piece of, let's say, multiverse content, or we're starting to see a little bit of that. So we'll see more of that as we post on HQ, and you guys can decide how you guys want to handle, where we can actually, I should say, we should discuss how we want to handle those situations. Yeah. Cool. There was another question, I think. Alliance members don't get claims about leave your payment system. If you've got questions about CMS, happy to chat with you directly. So yeah, let's. Unless there's any more questions about the content ID process, I think. Okay, cool. Well,
Got a couple people typing, and we'll let them ask their questions and then call it a day here. But yeah, like I said, if you have any questions about the CMS, like David said, just let us know. Me and David can definitely talk you through that and give you the answers that you need. Yeah. How was your mood?
my mood
we're,
is
we're
awesome.
better than we have been.
I just had a great holiday in Hawaii, so my mood is great.
I'm good as well. I'm doing well. How are you guys doing? I've talked to a few of you guys, but let me ask the same question for you guys. I know that there's a lot of stress on your plate and there's a lot going on in the community, and I want to know that you guys are in good shape too. And if you're not, talk to me. I'm here to talk to you about work stuff, personal stuff, whatever you want to talk about. I'm here for you guys. We expect an exact payment. Yes, JL, good question. I had a very extensive conversation with our CMS partner Channel Meter yesterday, and I let them know all of your guys' concerns with the inconsistency of the payments. And we had a holiday here in the U.S. over the end of last week, being Thanksgiving, and so payments get a little bit delayed around the holidays because banks aren't open and blah blah blah. That all being said, I had a very long conversation with them yesterday. I told them that we need to figure out a way so that we can get this done on a consistent basis. We also need to figure out a way so that you guys can get paid as soon as possible. Okay, the issue, or not the issue, but the reason that there was a delay in the first place were a few reasons. Some of you guys didn't plug in your payment information. We can't pay you if we don't have your bank. Okay. Some of you guys didn't plug in your address, your residential address. We need to know where you're at because the bank needs to know and verify that information. Okay, so two things that we definitely need in. I think most of you guys, I think I'll let you know. I'll reach out to you if you haven't. But most of you guys in the group now are squared away. So from now on, we have the information that we need to be able to pay you. We are going to be making sure that we get you guys paid as quickly as possible. The reason that there is a slight delay between what you would have usually got paid using AdSense versus what you're getting, there's a few days delay now, simply because Channel Meter takes the money from basically YouTube. They get paid out, and then they have to do the accounting very quickly so that you get, once again, like I told them, you guys need to rapid speed this thing. They have to do the accounting to make sure that all of you guys are accurately getting paid what your YouTube share is, right? So there's a little bit of accounting now on the back end that requires a couple days for them to basically do that, and then they have to process that payment, which then can take a couple more days to get to your bank. One thing that I told them that I want to figure out is a way that once they have the accounting done, that payment can get to you as quick as possible. Okay, some banks have longer turn times than others. Some banks in certain regions have longer term times than others. And so we simply just need to figure out which banks that we can work with, which platforms we can work with so that you guys can get paid literally as soon or as immediately as possible as soon as we get that money and the accounting on our end done. Um, when will the payment fee be fixed? Payment fees. If you're receiving a payment fee, you need to let me know. That is not what I want to happen. So if you're receiving payment fees, let me know. Some of you guys, I've gone as far as PayPaling you and reimbursing you for those fees if you've gotten some, so that in the meantime, while we figure out on the back end how we can remove those fees, that you're not being charged for those. So once again, I don't want you guys getting shorted on your money simply because you switched over to a CMS. I also don't want you to have to wait longer than necessary to get paid for joining our CMS. Like I am working very, very hard with our channel meter team to make sure that you guys can get paid accurately and as soon as living possible. But once again, if you are getting any kind of fees, let me know. I will talk to our channel meter team to find ways that we can go around that or resolve that. Um, they are also starting to introduce, and I don't want to completely open the floodgates to this yet, but they're introducing um, a cryptocurrency. I don't really know the world around that, but basically a way to get paid via cryptocurrency. They are beta testing that right now, so it's not fully on their platform. They're beta testing it, so if that's an option for some of you guys, that would make it quicker and easier for you to get paid. Um, Let me know that you're interested about that, and I can bring it up to them too, so that when they have that system going, that we can try that with you guys. But like I said, when it comes to the CMS, I don't want that to be a disadvantage to you guys at all. It should be quite the opposite. It should be an advantage. It should be a way to keep things more organized, keep things more structured, and for a lot of you guys, find ways to actually add to your monthly payouts in your financials. That's kind of the goal of it too. So, um, you
So
guys, like I said, once again, as soon as we have the information that we can give you, we will give you the information. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. Like I said, I want you guys to be the insiders that know the information. And as soon as we have that structured and organized, we'll give it to you. I promise.
cool. All right.
That's all I got though. So
Great.
as always, hit me up, hit David up, hit up whoever you feel comfortable hitting up, and I want to move forward together. I want to move forward together, guys. I love this community. I love working with you guys. I really genuinely do, and I want us to work together. So let us know what we need, you want from us. Let's find ways that we can build this out and do amazing things. That's all I got for you guys.